Hey, Lou. Hey, Lou. Saw, dude. Saw. Saw, dude. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Oh. Just getting this thing started. Oh, get the coffee. This is actually my second cup. I'm not gonna lie. I've already been up drinking coffee this morning. It's already been like God, my hair's a freaking mess this morning too. I haven't even done it. Oh, this hat looks ridiculous. I don't like this hat. I know I don't like it. I just don't feel like wearing it. I don't know what hat to wear. I don't know what hat to wear this morning. I don't even have all my hats up here. That feels a little better. Oh. That feels a little better this morning. Yeah, I'm still getting used to the whole beard or lack of beard thing. I'm still kind of getting used to that. I'm not quite. As long as it feels better to me, it doesn't feel better to me. I doesn't feel better to me. So many times I've just been doing this like the last like 48 hours, waiting for hair. Okay. And none's there. Okay. This was not the beard shave thing was not a the hat. Okay. The hat makes sense. Yeah. The hat makes sense. I was like, the beard wasn't a choice at all. I mean, it was a choice. It was a choice for me to not be paying attention while I'm trimming my beard. It was a choice to not be paying attention while I was trimming my beard. That's what that was. Not a very good choice. Oh, what the heck on that? What did I just do there? How'd I get to do that? Oh, that's kind of cool. I don't know I could do that. I really don't mind it. Like I truly don't mind it. I do look, like I said, I somehow look older and younger, and that it kind of trips me out. I somehow look older and younger. But I did tell Ari, I think I'm gonna leave it for like a few weeks. I'm gonna go get a haircut tomorrow. That's the first thing. I'm gonna get a haircut tomorrow. See what I look like without the beard, with the without with a haircut. Yo, please make sure you guys are coming in. You guys are engaging with the live, talking, chatting, all that stuff. It does help the live to get started faster. I appreciate you guys. Also, tap that screen. I appreciate that also. Yeah, I'm hearing. I get the younger look, right? Like I do get that. I feel I look a little younger. At the same time, like the salt and pepper comes out a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Like you can see the grays. I think a lot more. I don't know. Oh, yeah, illusion. That's what I was saying, dude. The grays are poking out more, dude. You can see you can see them a lot more. They get hidden a lot more If you they get hidden a lot more if with having all the hair there. I know. See Brooks my favorite today. Brooks said I look distinguished. Brooks said I look distinguished. I like that. We're gonna go with distinguished. All right. Oh, don't be doing that to me, freaking Vicky. Don't be doing that to me. Don't be doing that to me. I could. That was 2023 Polly. 100%. Super, super, super short hair and no glasses. Oh, that would be something. That would be something. Yeah, exactly, Corey. Exactly, Corey. Exactly. Thanks. Thank you. 100%. That's a nice way to say old. Like, you old. You old. You old man. You an old man. All right, y'all. We are just getting this thing started, just getting this thing moving and going and flowing like we do. Sneaking in the live before football. Sneaking in the live before football.
It's insane.
Angie, big W's in the chat for Angie for the first super chat of the day. Morning, lots of love from the DMV. So when's the DMV open on Sundays? Or is it a different DMV? Am I tripping? Is there another DMV? DMV area. DC. Gotcha. I have never heard it called that before. And if I have, I wasn't paying attention. If I was, if I had, I was not paying attention, obviously. I've never. DC, Maryland, Virginia is DMV. Okay, well, I didn't know that. Okay. And I see a whole bunch of people in here saying, oh, so I wasn't the only person that didn't know that. Okay. I was not the only. I feel a lot better seeing all the chat through here and people being like, I had, oh, that's what that, I had no idea. I was like, the DMV, like, because you've said this before, and I was like, oh, she's just at the DMV. Like, that's like literally, you've sent this exact like, a similar message before saying it was the DMV, and I'm like, oh, she's at the DMV. Like, and then I think you said it twice too, and I was like, man, she sure does spend a lot of time at the DMV. Like, she must have some. Her title must be super messed up. All right. Her title must be super messed up that she has to spend all of this time at the DMV. All right. She should really hire a professional, like maybe a lawyer or something. Okay, so she can stay away from it. So she cannot be at the DMV as much. She must have a salvage title, right? And she's trying to, like, I don't know what, it's a lot of moving parts. All right. It's a lot of moving parts. Oh, Jesus. All right. That was my laugh for the morning. I'm sorry. That was I needed that this morning. That's my start to the morning. All right. I know it's from now on. I know it. I got it. It's in the head. It's locked in there. It's locked in there. DMV, I'm familiar. I know now. I won't forget. I've been to Virginia and DC. I've never been to Maryland, though. Never been to Maryland. I'm going to make sure I make a trip. All right, y'all. As always, we are about to get this thing started. So if you are a Trump supporter and you would like to have a conversation, this is where we do that. We have conversations. We have debates. We have banter. Not really so much debates anymore. I kind of get bored of the debates, but lots of banter. And yeah, we're about to open up these phone lines, open up the guest request box, open up all that fun stuff so that we can have some conversations. All right. No, Angie, it's not your fault. Okay. Did we get W's in the chat for Angie for the first super chat, by the way? I don't know if we did that or not. Can we get W's in the chat for Angie for the first super chat of the morning? No, it's not your, my ignorance is not your problem. Okay. My ignorance is not your problem. All right. My lack of understanding is not in any way your problem at all. All right, y'all. Like I said, as you guys are coming in, please just come in, say hi, say something in the chat. That always does help to keep the live moving forward and pushing to where we want to get to, so we can get this thing going. I am seeing not enough of that this morning. Maybe people are just waking up, freaking trying to get their coffee. I understand. Okay. But the phone lines are now open, so if you would like to have a conversation, you're more than welcome to do so. I'm seeing lots of DC love in there. Yeah, there you go. There we go. Now I'm seeing people say hi. There we go. As always, y'all, if you guys would like to support the live, I do have super chats. I have becoming a member or a paid sub. Those are all great ways to support the live, which is also really awesome. Okay, so you can support those type of ways. I also do have, of course, my pay links in my bio. So if you'd like to support that way, that's great also. And we're going to have a hard time starting conversations off on Sunday mornings. I understand everybody's sleeping in and everybody's not ready for this yet. All right. Why am I? Oh, it's kind of lagging over there. Yeah, that's okay. I'll sit here and BS with you until someone decides to call in. I got my coffee in my Vans cup today. I got my coffee in my Vans cup today. I actually won this in a golf tournament, funny enough. No, okay, so it is beautiful. It's not you. It's a weird connection thing going on right now. I don't know why I did that. It says I have it says my connection to you guys is perfect, but it's starting to spin every once in a while. I don't know why. Hopefully that ends. If it doesn't, I'll have to restart over there. All right. Well, I don't know. What do you guys want to talk about? I don't know. I'm not used to going this far into a live without having somebody calling in. So, or in my guest request box. So, oh, see, there's someone. Tara, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Really strange. Hello. Goodbye. Ah, see, we thought we had someone real quick. Oh, they thought they were coming in. Oh, we almost made it. Oh, you're going to have to be quicker than that. Oh, you're going to have to be quicker than that. Someone said, once you go woke, you go broke. Well, that's just simply not true. Who went woke and then went broke? Hello, how are you?
Oh, hey, what's up, buddy?
Hi, buddy. How old are you?
I'm 25.
Awesome. Do you support Trump, buddy?
Oh, in a horrible roundabout way, yes.
All right,
But you
well,
got to hear me out, right? So, naturally, my leanings are very left-wing. Very, very left-wing, right? And, but recently, just after kind of the showings from 2016 and then 2020 and then now 2024, it seems like, unfortunately, maybe a accelerationist path is the only way forward for this country to get back on track.
Yeah, that's stupid.
What do you think?
I think that's stupid. I think that's stupid. I think the entire theory of it, accelerationist, is stupid. And I think anybody who believes in it is stupid.
I hear you. Why do you think it's stupid? Let me hear your thoughts.
I'm sorry, which country has accelerated to ending itself and gotten better?
Germany. I would say
Germany.
Germany
So
post
so
1980 is much better off than it was in 1930
in 1930? Well, yeah.
or
How about we talk
1920.
about before World War One?
What about before World War
Well,
One?
because before World War One, Germany was a superpower. Germany was amazing. They accelerated their own freaking demise, and then they went into a period of complete collapse for half a century. Actually, probably more than that. And now, even to this point, right now, they are just getting to the point where they're rebuilding their military, even though they have had a high economic standing over the last few decades. But literally, what you're saying is we need to accelerate to a point that where neither of our lifetimes America will be a superpower, or even any type of a power. Will actually probably just go into shit, and that's only if we ever actually do recover. So why would that be a good thing?
I think just the problems in the country right now are a lot of them are broken beyond repair. If we look
Like
at
what?
things like healthcare,
Why can't we repair healthcare?
because the current political system just isn't set up for substantial and substantive change.
Yes,
What
it
do you
is.
think? I mean, if I look at, well, in theory, yes, but if we look at the political system, when we see people like, again, whoever you want to pick on whichever side of the aisle, whether it be, if we look at someone like Lindsey Graham, do people in South Carolina want Lindsey? Like, what does Lindsey Graham represent from his constituents? Besides,
I don't know. They vote for him.
Yeah. Well, they do, but if we look at the system, I mean, are you going to tell me that the political machine doesn't operate and control who gets in and
do people
who
in
has
South
power and
Carolina
who
have to
stays?
vote for Lindsey Graham?
No, well, no, but if
Do they have the
again,
ability to vote someone else in?
well, the average person isn't equipped to be
Vote?
involved in politics. It's kind of the nature of the
The
system.
average person isn't equipped to vote.
They don't have the knowledge or the comprehension to do what's in their best interest.
Gotcha. So if that's the case, then accelerationist isn't also going to work, because in order to accelerate, you're saying accelerate to a failure point and then rebuild from that failure point. But the average person doesn't know how to rebuild from that failure point, so therefore it doesn't matter.
Well, I don't think it would rebuild into a democracy necessarily.
What do you think it would rebuild into?
That's a good question. It'd be hard to say, but there's
Well,
a couple different paths.
if you're saying a negative that it would not go into a democracy, which again I would like to see where a successful country has gone through accelerationism, been destroyed, came back as not a democracy and worked. I would love to hear about that country.
I'm sure we could look into a couple different empires throughout history, and again, if we need to think about also, you have to think of it from this perspective too. Is that there's political systems, evolve, change, new ones develop throughout history. So it could absolutely evolve into something that we can't even fathom currently.
Gotcha.
And
So
that's
you
just
want
the
us to
nature of
take
history and
our entire
politics in general.
system, okay, which is by no way perfect, right? Has lots and lots of problems, okay?
Of course.
Accelerate the destruction of that system. Hope that we actually rise from the ashes in any way, shape, or form into a system which is possibly not a democracy, but possibly not, and hope that there is a new system that develops after that in which is more successful than the democracy that we have now, if we make it out of it after we're destroyed, hopefully. Did I catch all that?
Yeah, I mean, definitely.
Okay, that's why your theory is stupid.
Well, yeah, sure. You could say that, but again, I'd say, in what way do you think our current system is working per se, or in the way it's intended, not in the way it functions perfectly for the people in power and for the ruling class and for the 1% and the corporations and all of that. It works exactly as intended for them. But I'd say if we look at the average person, there's almost no measure that would say that anyone's better off now than they were, decades ago.
Of course, people aren't better off better now than they are decades ago, because of the decisions that politicians have made and the people that they voted into office by their own choice. Right?
But again,
losing things like
back into this
losing things like the gold standard. very much hurt the American people. People doing things like, trickle down economics very much hurt the middle class and everyday people. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Things like
Absolutely.
current things like the TCJA are create a transfer of wealth within our nation. See, the problem isn't that our system doesn't work. Our problem is that people keep voting for the people that do that.
Oh, absolutely. And I think maybe this is where we start to get into a kind of philosophical difference.
No.
I see like when you say the choice, when you say like these are who people are choosing to vote for, when this is who the system has put in front of them to vote for.
No, that's crazy. There was somebody running against Reagan who would not have done this. There was somebody that was running against Bush that would not have done this. There are multiple people that have ran.
A lot different.
There have been multiple people that ran against Donald Trump who would not have done this. People chose those people.
Okay, so let's rewind back just to 2016. Hold on,
did Trump?
Right?
So Trump put in policy that pretty much is a somehow like trickle down economics, but like if a freaking not smart person did it, right? Like he puts in a policy that does that. Okay, we watch things like prices go through the roof. We watch inflation go through the roof. Okay, we watch huge negative returns in unemployment. Right? We watch all of these huge negatives happen with our economy due to Donald Trump's policies. Right?
No,
hold on. I mean, and then we voted for, and then they voted him in again. And then they voted him in again.
Oh yeah, I think it's crazy.
Okay, so there was the choice. So when people's paychecks are lighter, when things cost more, when all this sort of stuff, yeah, you're right. People voted in what they wanted, and they're getting what they wanted. This is why we have the highest unemployment rate right now we've had since COVID. This is why the first time we've had negative job creation in the United States since COVID. This is why, because we get these negative policies from people like Trump, and people keep voting them in.
Oh, 100%. Again, I've never voted for him at all three of these elections.
I'm not saying that
obviously I couldn't vote in 2016. I know, but I'm just saying, like, I think what we have to think about too here is that, again, it's kind of just almost, like I said, a philosophical point about humanity and people in general, because I guess you could call it anecdotal, but in the industry I work in, I work with a lot of naturalized citizens and undocumented and green card holders. And almost everyone I work with is right wing before the election. The people who were able to vote were all voted for Trump, despite coming from immigrant backgrounds and things like that. And some of them now, like even just in recent weeks, we talk politics at work and stuff, and they're like, "Oh, I can't believe he's deporting these people. It's so bad." And I was like, "You didn't see that he ran on mass deportation? I don't know what you thought that meant, but." And when again, it's just one small example, but then when you spread that across to a whole population, which unfortunately that type of thinking does, we can kind of maybe start to see that people don't vote in their best interest, either out of ignorance or misinformation. And that's just kind of...
Lots of people don't vote in their best interest, okay? But saying you want to accelerate the destruction of our entire country in order because people don't vote in their best interest or people don't get informed is ridiculous, okay? That's stubbing your toe and cutting off your leg, okay? That's all that is. But anyways, I'm going to move on with this conversation because really I cannot stand this conversation. Like, not with you personally, just the acceleration.
We didn't get into the meat and potatoes yet.
Yeah, the accelerationalist argument is one that I just truly have no will to have, because I think the argument.
Maybe you can change my mind then. Maybe you can change.
I don't want to change my mind. I don't want to have the conversation.
Well, if you could tell me how we could improve our current system, I would love to hear it too.
You can't figure out. You can advocate for accelerationism, but you can't figure out how we could change our system.
Well, I do. I see people like Bernie Sanders who are genuine and have actual policy.
There's tons of people that are genuine and have actual policy on both sides.
What do you mean on both sides?
On the left, the right, Democrats, Republicans. There are tons of people who are genuine and actually have good policy. There's tons of them.
There are, but are those people the ones in power is the key
Yes,
point.
they are. They are congressmen. That is a position of power
But-
within our country.
But if we look at our current president's actions, does the Congress have the power that we might have thought they had 20 years ago?
Do they have the power? Yes, they are purposely giving up their power because they're simps.
I know, and those are the types of people that get elected.
Those are the people that are elected by the people.
Because of the political machine that puts them in front of
Because
the voter.
people go to the ballot box and vote. That is why.
So you think the political machine has no role in?
Of
who
course the
gets
political
elected?
machine is, but you're taking away people's ability to change that system at any point in time. It's like you're ignoring the entire part where we vote for these people. Okay?
See,
Like,
I agree with you there. I completely agree with you.
then vote better. That's how you fix the system. Vote better.
You're preaching to the choir here. You're preaching to the choir.
I know I am,
do
which is
everything
why I
can
don't want to
for
have
Howard.
this conversation with you.
But I think it's a broader point on just, we need to think about the human nature component of all of this.
All right. Well, now your phone is breaking up, so this conversation has somehow gotten worse.
Oh, come on. Don't do me like that.
You should listen to it afterwards and see how you sound. You sound like a robot. But anyways,
Oh, damn.
you have a good one, all right? I'm sorry. I have no will to have that conversation. I think the accelerationist conversation is a ridiculous conversation. I truly, truly do. Y'all, make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate you guys. Phone lines are back open if you voted for Trump and you'd like to have a conversation. Again, if you'd like to support the live, I do super chats, memberships. Become a member. Go become a member. Whatever you're doing right now, stop what you're doing, go sub or become a member. Do it now. You haven't done it yet. Why haven't you done it yet? All right. All right. Well, phone lines are back open. We had a bunch of people calling in. Now they disappeared, but that's okay. We'll hang out for a second. I would rather sit here and wait for the next Trump supporter to call in or join my guest request box than have an accelerationism conversation. Just truthfully. Hello? 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 All right, and goodbye. Miss Dawn, thank you so much for the subscription. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. All right, we'll get some callers in here in a second. I hope everybody's having a really, really good day. Happy Sunday. We're going to keep this thing moving, keep this thing going. I do find that on Sundays I have a hard time getting it started, but once we get this thing started, it's usually a lot more fun. Hello, how are you?
What's going on, bro?
How old are you?
I'm 20. I'm 38.
Awesome. 20 or 38. One of those two. Do you support Trump?
No. I was just looking at your stream, and I would just have to call in because I am a Trump supporter, and I am from Chicago. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't even about, you know what I'm saying, Republican and Democrat. The Democrats is just making the city just messed up. You see what I'm saying? And they taking the money, not repairing the streets. But when I moved to Indiana, you know what I'm saying, I have streets repaired, schools are good, state is ran right, and it's mostly Republican. Taxes are cheaper, and they pricing out the people in Chicago. So it's messed up out here, dog.
Yeah, you think that the government taxing people is what prices out people out of places like Chicago?
Yeah, because they're going up. They're going up on the state taxes, property taxes, and stuff like that. And they make it up.
No.
Other taxes like bag tax. We have a bag tax, dog.
Yeah.
Nowhere in America really has a bag tax.
So does California. So what?
Because they're Democrat. Because they're moderates, trying to make you spend extra money on.
Well,
taxes.
it sounds like you did it right then. You couldn't handle you couldn't handle a bag tax, and so you left. Good job.
No. I could have, but it's extra money that I could be spending on extra things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you left. Good job.
All right, bro.
That's what you're supposed to do, right? If you don't like where you live, then you move. That's
what
some people do, right? Good job.
It it shouldn't be like that because we always preach about giving back to the community and stuff like that. So I grew.
Illinois
I
gives.
lived on
Yeah,
150
Illinois programs give more people money back to the people than Indiana's do by a long shot.
Well, I moved from Chicago to Indiana because of the violence and everything like that. I got kids now, so they couldn't be around in the neighborhood that I grew up in. That'd
Okay.
be too dangerous.
So you're saying that you moved to Indiana because the neighborhood you grew up in wasn't bad. So you're just relating that to all of Chicago because you grew up in a bad neighborhood.
I mean, that is basically Chicago. That's what happened.
it's
It
not.
was nice when we was kids.
What do you mean by nice?
As hell. It was kids could walk around.
Chicago's
without having
crime
to
rate has
worry
gone
about,
down over the last couple decades.
What?
Yeah.
Bro, that's what they report, bro. That's not what's going down.
That's
on the
what
street.
data says. You're
I got
correct.
a Durango. Listen. I got a Durango. I got nice cars, right? I do well for myself. I would never go
Gotcha.
in the city of Chicago where I'm born.
So you live in a rich part of Chicago and you're complaining about crime.
I told you I stay in Indiana. And it's well off. I do. It's all right. You know what I'm saying? But it's about the point. I had to move.
Do you know
out.
what the city with the highest gun mortality, like gun crime rate in the United States is?
What's that?
It's Gary, Indiana.
Okay, yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
That is
So
true.
moving to Indiana because of like violent crime is like, I don't know, shooting yourself in the
But
foot.
the reason why Gary, Indiana is like that is because it's messed up. It's messed up. I get you that, but at the same time though, that's one city in Indiana and honestly,
Chicago's
I'm about to keep it
one
real.
city in Illinois.
But it's not just Chicago. You got the south suburbs, you got the west suburbs. Them different cities, and that's Chicagoland area. You get what I'm saying?
Gotcha. So it's Chicago and its
thing-
suburbs. So your big thing is that Chicago's bigger.
Okay, but I'm just all right, my bro.
Dude, you're just trying to make this whole thing about like Chicago, and literally you sound like a right-wing talking point. Okay.
I mean, I'm just telling you what it is. It ain't
Sir,
about the talking
to be
point, it's
completely
real
honest with
life,
you,
my brother.
to be completely honest with you,
Huh?
sir, it doesn't even sound like you've ever been to Chicago. It sounds like you heard about what Chicago is.
Well,
And
I'm
you're
from
like,
115th
and you're trying to
Elizabeth,
describe it,
60473,
and
bro.
you're trying to
115th
describe it
Elizabeth.
as if there
All right,
was
go ahead.
somebody like you're trying to describe it as if you are someone from Chicago when you've never actually
I am, boy.
like
I
you
went
did.
to
You
CPS.
describe this
I went
how
to
like.
CPS. Hold on.
No, I'm just
I
saying,
went
like,
to a
I've never been to
CPS grammar
Chicago.
school, my
You
brother.
sound like how
I
I would
went to
describe
Carver
Chicago.
Military Academy. I went to Carver Military Academy in the ghetto, my brother, in the gardens, dog. Chicago, my brother. 34. I had to take the 34, 111 to the 34 to school, my brother.
Military
had to get off
Academy.
on 95th. Come on, dog.
Military
Don't-
Academy.
don't-
How much
come
did
on,
that
man.
cost?
What?
Military Academy.
It's a Chicago public school, my dog.
Okay.
And it's not, that's just the name of it.
Oh,
They
okay.
haven't changed the name of it to get kids to go there because it was so crime ridden. That's why.
The Military
That's the neighborhood
Academy
schools
was
that
so
we gotta
crime
be
ridden.
in. Suggested to, huh?
The military school was so crime ridden. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's your point in this conversation?
Huh?
So what's your point in this
Well,
conversation?
my point is that the Democrats are messing up the whole city, man, my brother.
And how would the Democrats do that?
Say it again?
How?
Because they're going up on the taxes. They're spending all the state's money.
They're
You get
going
what
up
I'm
on your
saying?
taxes?
They're going up on state taxes, property taxes. Yes,
Yeah,
they
property
are.
taxes are state taxes. That's not Chicago. That's
Same
the
thing.
state.
They're going up on it. They're going up on
No,
all
it's
taxes, bro.
very,
all
very
taxes.
different
They just
thing.
say all taxes.
No, that's
They just put it in
but
the
sir,
box.
that's a
So-
very different thing.
Okay, but let's just bring it abroad. They're going up on all taxes, and property taxes is the major one. That's kicking people out of their houses because they can't afford the.
Now, where do property taxes go to?
Up. Huh?
What do property taxes go to? Like go towards?
They're supposed to go to, you know what I'm saying, the state, right?
But
And
specifically,
the-
what
the
does the state
fund-
use property taxes for generally?
I would thought they would just use. I thought they would just use taxes in general just to make the state better.
No, property taxes generally and almost always go to schools.
Oh man, that's even worse then, because the schools out here is shutting down. So where all the money going, my brother? They spent all this money
To
on migrants,
schools.
but yet in debt. I don't understand that.
Hold
How
on.
can you
Hold
spend
on. Hold on. Did you
Go ahead.
just pivot from how Illinois is paying for schools to they spent all of our money on migrants, so but we're still in debt? Is
Because
that what you just did?
if you know if you know about the Chicago what's going on, they are in debt. And then Mayor Johnson is asking the school system to take out a high interest loan to pay, you know what I'm saying, their portion of the budget.
So
So
Chicago's in debt, not Illinois. Chicago is in debt. I'm asking the
my
question.
brother,
Is that what you're saying?
the Illinois is in debt, my brother, because to Chicagoland property taxes are going up. So to pay for Chicago fuck ups. You get what I'm saying? So they got
No, I
everybody else
don't
is
know what you're
paying.
saying at all.
So everybody else is paying for Chicago's fuck up so they can steal the money, my bro, because the money is missing.
What
The
fuck
streets
ups
is
are
messed
they
up.
paying
The
for,
schools,
and who's paying for it?
the schools is terrible. They have no police. Is messed up,
There's
my
no
brother.
police
It's
in
messed
Chicago.
up. No, it's not. Sorry, it's not. That's why people kill people in broad daylight and have no worries about it, because there's no police around. Yes, they took Spot Shot out. They everything
Chicago Police
that helped
Department
them.
is the second largest police department in the United States.
Bro.
11,602 sworn officers, and actually has 14,000
They're
budgeted
2,000 short
positions.
though, but they're 2,000 short, and that was some months ago. So they're more than
Yeah, you're
2,000
right.
short
They're
now.
about 2,000 short.
Chicago police officer had the
24.
highest.
Yeah,
Chicago police officer had the highest suicide rate in any department in Illinois.
yeah, and
Come on, my
about
brother.
2,000 short. You are correct. I did
Come
say
on, my
that.
brother.
Okay, and
Yeah, it's
2,000
more than
short.
2,000 short.
No,
That was
it's
a long time ago. People are quitting every day. They wasn't even paying their officers, bro, because they're stealing the money, my brother.
I'm reading
That's
the
what Democrats
current.
do.
Sir. It's not a long time ago. I'm reading the
Democrats
stat.
want you to pay all your taxes so they can steal them, and then say, "Oh, we need
Okay.
some more money,"
All right.
and give
Well,
it to the
anyways,
migrants, and then give
I
it to
am
everybody who else
reading.
they want to give it
I
to.
am reading the current statistics for the. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Anyways. I guess I'll say my point anyway. Yeah, it's still the largest. Yes, they are about 2,000 short, 2,400 short um, to be short. But even as 2,000 short, 2,400 short, they're still the second largest in the world. Yeah. That didn't change the statement at all. But apparently there's no police there, so that's kind of crazy. Anyways, Joe, please make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really appreciate that. I don't know why people are so upset. This is a beautiful Sunday morning. I'm enjoying myself. If you guys would like to be part of the team, please consider becoming a member or a paid subscriber. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Or sending a super chat. I like to do super chats in between callers if they get sent. So I really appreciate that. I don't have any for this one, but after the next caller, we'll do super chats for this one. We'll have fun with that. All right. We're going to keep this thing going and open up the phone lines. Really, really appreciate y'all. Good, happy Sunday morning. Hello, how are you? Hello, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. How old are you?
Oh, sorry. I think it cut out.
How old are you?
I'm 24.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
I do, yes.
Awesome. What's on your mind?
Well, first of all, I just want to say
It's
that I'm
insane!
really glad that you do this. I've actually come across your stream a couple times, and I think the way that you talk to people is very respectful, and not a lot of people do this. So I'm actually very excited to have a very hopefully productive conversation with you. First of all, just want to get that out of the way.
All right. Well, we'll see how this goes. Anyways, so so why do you support Trump?
I will say Trump says a lot of things. He says a lot of things, but he does make some good points. I personally support him in the mass deportation side of things. And this is coming from somebody who actually comes from a family of immigrants. My own mother was a Mexican immigrant. She became naturalized in 2015. And, I understand that immigrants are the backbone of America. They do the jobs that American citizens don't want to do. I completely understand that. But at the same time, if my family can come here and make their way legally, I don't see why other people can't do that. Like if my own mother can come to this country legally and have me here legally, I was born here. I'm an American citizen through and through, right? My mom made herself an American citizen, right? If my family can do that, I can't understand why other people can't do that.
Well,
And I
plenty
know
of
it's
people
not
can
easy.
do that, and Donald Trump is stopping them from doing that.
Right, and I've read the executive orders, and he's making it hard, and I do understand that, and it shouldn't be that way.
But not just making it hard. You're saying, why can't people do it the right way? Insinuating that you want people to actually do it through the legal process, right? But yet you support Donald Trump, who is literally stopping people, like ripping people out of immigration court who are trying to do it through a legal process. He's also doing things like, trying to erase student visas for people, executing their First Amendment right, people that did it the right way. He's literally pretty much shut down asylum seeking at the southern border. Again, people trying to do it the right way. Right. There have been multiple different groups of people in the United States that have been trying to do things the quote unquote right way. And Donald Trump is still stopping them from doing that.
Yeah, no, you're right about that. I'm not going to sit here and deny that because, number one, that would be wrong. That would be blatantly disrespectful. And I would be stupid to do that, right? I'm not going to do that. You're right about that. So, again, not going to sit here and deny it. But at the same time, I understand that Trump is making it hard for these people to do these things, and it is stupid that he is doing that. But at the same time, I agree. It's so funny. Like I said, a lot of the points that he made, I agree with. Now, I don't agree with the way that he is going about it now, unfortunately. I don't, like I said, he says one thing and then he'll do it like another fucking, I'm so sorry, my language. He'll do it another way. I don't agree with that. I don't know what's going on in that little mind of his that he decides to, like, okay, we're going to go deport all the illegals, but then people who are actually trying to do it the right way, he goes and he punishes them. But I'm talking about the people who do not care, who are just trying to game the system, who are trying to just stay here illegally. I'm not talking about the people who are trying to genuinely be here and who are in court, who are fighting their way to become an American citizen. I'm talking about the people who are trying to game the system, who are just staying here, who are trying to, because I have seen it myself. Okay, I have been south to the border. I have been in an education system near the border. I've seen the millions of dollars that have been invested. I've seen it myself. I've worked with those kids.
Hold on. You've seen the millions of
okay?
dollars that have been invested in what?
The programs in housing these children.
And the programs
Because
in housing these children, like what? Be specific.
The immigrant children. So, okay,
Well, hold on. Before we move into that. Okay, let's backtrack for a second. Okay, the way we do things matters.
Right.
Okay.
Absolutely.
The way that we do things matters in this country. All right. So when you're saying, oh, well, I voted for him, I wanted him to, to do this, like to get, to remove people that were undocumented or whatever. Okay, cool. You know what? If that's all we have going on, and if Donald Trump is just saying, hey, I'm going to be a little bit more forceful when it comes to removing, people that snuck around the border patrol that are not here legally, right? People that aren't trying to do things the right way, specifically people that are criminals. If he says that, then guess what? I don't really have a huge issue with Donald Trump doing some sort of deportation effort myself, but how we do things matters. right? And Donald
Absolutely.
Trump is doing things in a way that is inhumane. Okay.
Mhm.
That is not in any way an American way, in a lot of ways not lawful. That's why the courts keep stopping him, right? He's trying to do things that are unconstitutional, right? They keep getting stopped by the judiciary, right? And so it's not just that he's doing it, it's how he's doing it, right? Like I said, and I've said this many times on this live, if Donald Trump just said, I'm going to go after criminals in this country, people that are not from here, you know, that are committing violent crimes on people, then I'd be like, you know what, not only do I support that from Donald Trump, but I would be mad at any Democrat who didn't support that from Donald Trump. Okay, truthfully, because what's right is right, period, right? Even if I can't stand Donald Trump, if that was his policy, then I have no argument there. Okay, because that's lawful, right? But
Right.
Donald Trump is taking people who've committed no crime, in some case trying to do it the right way and deporting them. In other ways, he's making up crimes for them. All right, giving them no due process, sending them to prisons, okay, separating kids from families, all right, sending people from Latin America to places like Rwanda and South Sudan, okay. This is not the way we do business as a country, okay? This is not the way that a democracy, an industrialized, supposed to be the world's superpower, acts when it comes to people. We do things the correct way. We do things the lawful way. We do things under US and international law, and we don't do things inhumanely to people.
Right. So probably what I should have said, or what I should have clarified to begin with, was that you're absolutely right. As a superpower, we should make an example. We should do things the right way. We absolutely should treat these people with humanity. We absolutely should. And I 100% agree with everything that you just said. 100%. The way that we treat these people is absolutely not right. 100% I agree with.
But
everything
you're
you said,
supporting
Sam.
him right now in through this, right?
I support the fact that he wants to deport illegals. I do not support the way that he is doing it. The way
Right,
that
but
he is
again,
treating them.
but you have to remember, like, Obama deported more people than Donald Trump ever will. Okay. Currently, Trump's not even on pace to meet the repatriation numbers of Biden from last year. Okay, because the Biden administration repatriated almost like what was it, like 670 something thousand people last year. Okay, and Donald Trump's at like 350. Okay, so he's not even on pace to meet the numbers from last year, right? But again, how we do things is important, right? If we're just trying to get a number, then that's a problem, okay? Especially when we have people like you know, that we're putting in like Stephen Miller, right? People that are just like openly racists. You know what I'm saying? People that are saying, hey, stop going, who told ICE, the head leadership of ICE, to stop going after just criminals and to start going after people at Home Depots and Cardenas markets. Or maybe he said 7-Elevens and Cardenas markets. I don't remember. The idea stands strong regardless of exactly which places of sales that he did it at, right? Like, but regardless of any of that, right? Like, this is not how we are supposed to do business. Okay, I don't believe in the mass deportation effort whatsoever. Okay, because I think that we should be focused on criminals, and then focus on having a secure border, while also being focused on giving amnesty to people that are already here, because they're such an instrumental part of our society and part of our economy. I don't agree with that, but if that was what you believed, then let's do it the right way. And Trump is still not even doing that, and his numbers are showing because of it. If you look at his polling numbers when it comes to immigration, people in the United States don't like the way he's doing business. Right, and making up false emergency powers in order to do stuff. Right, like the I think it's like 40% of the detained people when he put the National Guard and all those police people in D.C. were just immigration. He's making up fake emergencies in order to push this to yank Uber drivers out of their cars, or to have freaking DoorDash people ripped off bicycles. Right. Like that's not what we are in America. That's not what we should be doing. But I do really want to address, you said that all of this money and this funding that is going to house these children. I want to go back to that. What did you mean by that?
So this probably is from the past, this is likely not dealing with the Trump administration. This is likely being from the Biden administration, most likely. So I am from down south. Like, I'm talking literally kissing the border, literally kissing the border. So I saw. I mean, I'm talking these programs
What
that
state?
the United States, Texas.
All right, continue.
Yeah, I'm from Texas. So I've been to Mexico several times. I'm I went to I had my education down south, very close to the border. Um, I had college education very close to the border as well. So part of that education, I actually had to learn how to. Part of that education, I actually had to learn how to speak Spanish. I had to learn Mexican law. I had to learn how to serve the underserved, meaning I had to learn how to deal with immigration policies
Hold
and
on.
all this other stuff.
Hold on. You're in what school?
I don't feel comfortable saying what
No, not like
school,
the name of the
unfortunately.
school, like the
Oh,
like in high school?
university.
Oh, at school. So hold
Higher
on. So you went to a private university in Texas, and you're saying in that private university you were forced to learn Mexican law? I have a really hard time believing that.
I don't think it was private or
Sorry, even if it was a public university, okay? Like, even if it was a public university, I highly doubt your undergrad
we had to
forced, like
we had to
your
take-
prereq undergrads forced you to learn Mexican law. I just have a very hard time believing that.
So actually, in this particular school, we did have to learn immigration stuff, and part of that, we did dip our toes into learning some of the Mexican policies and procedures when it came to how to help Mexicans that were coming into the United States, how to help them. So
Okay,
we did
so
have to kind of learn a little bit of it.
It's been a while since I went to
Mexican
college. Okay, it's been a while since I went to college. Okay, admittedly, it's been a while. Okay, but when I went to college, like, I picked my own classes.
So this program is. I did not like the program. That's kind of why I actually moved away.
Can you tell me what program it was?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a social work program.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So social workers are all about, serving the underserved. We're all about helping people. And I know that's probably very ironic coming from a supposed Trump supporter who's apparently supporting all of these very radical ideologies and whatnot. But, part of at least this particular school, and I could give you this information privately, and you could verify it if you like.
I don't need it. I just got all the answers I needed right there. You're saying, oh, I went to this school, and this school made me learn this stuff. It's like, no, you chose a program that was social work, and in that program, and in that freaking program, you learned the things that are needed for doing what you're doing. That'd be like me being like, man, I chose to go to school to be a historian, and the school forced me to learn American history.
It's because we're so close to the border. Now, because I moved away from the border, none of my classes up in this new school where I'm at, I don't have to learn any of that. I don't have to take any Spanish classes up here. I don't have to learn anything.
I had to take Spanish classes in high school.
Up here, we don't know. Actually, I think up here you have to take Spanish classes.
I was forced to have so many credits of foreign language in high school, so I don't really know what that has to do with it. But having a school in South Texas, okay, that you're going to school in social work, and then them not teaching you how to serve the community in which that school would be crazy.
You're not, respectfully, okay, maybe I'm just explaining it poorly, but there's a difference between having to learn specific classes on immigration policy specifically versus taking your social welfare classes, your psychology classes, your lifespan growth and development classes. Those are totally different. I've already taken all of those classes. I already got my degree up here in this different city. I'm talking about down south over there. we have to take 2 years of professional Spanish development, which is literally just Spanish on drugs because we have to be super good at Spanish. And my Spanish is mediocre at best. It's not the best.
All right. Well, I'm kind of tired of hearing about this. It just sounds like you chose a bad program. But what was your point towards this? We were talking about funding for children.
My point is that I saw.
Sorry, let me rephrase that. Sounds like the program's great. To be completely honest with you, it just sounds like you made a choice of a program you didn't like. But I'm pretty sure. Again, long time since I've been to college, but last time I checked, when I picked my major, you could see what classes you had to take in order to get that degree. So it sounds like you just chose a program with all of these things in it and then you got into it and you're like, I don't like this, which is fair. The majority of undergrads, change their opinion multiple times, but that's not the school's fault. That's your fault. You're an adult. You chose a program. You didn't like it. That's fine. What are you talking about with funding for the children?
Well, I just mostly was trying to get to the fact that part of that degree program, I was working with those immigrant children. They were separated from their parents. Sometimes they did have their parents in there, but this was like a few years back. This was way before Trump came into office. Not way before, but before Trump came into office, right when Biden was still in office. And, these kids were not well taken care of, but they were taken care of. They were fed. They had access to medical care. The facility wasn't super nice, but it was adequate. There was staff around the clock taking care of these children. They were not underfed. They were not starving. They were not suffering.
Oh, the horrors.
That people are making it sound like it's, once you actually work and see behind the scenes in some places, I'm not saying it's all like this, right? But once you kind of see some of it,
I'm sorry. Are you saying you have a problem with children not being underfed?
No.
Is that because that's really what it's sounding like here? You're like, these children, you wouldn't believe these children that I had to deal with. They had roofs over their heads, an adequate amount of food. Did they give them water too?
That's not what I'm saying.
Oh my goodness.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Please do not try to.
That's what it sounds like you're saying.
I thought this was going to be a respectful conversation, but clearly you are just somebody who likes to just
whine about it. You're over here whining about a college course that you took and then complaining about fucking children being fed. Oh, you ran. Good.
It's insane.
Jesus fucking Christ. I thought this was going to be respectful. No, you're just kind of a bad person. Run away, bro. Have some personal responsibility. Okay. Guess what? I started college. You know what I started when I was in college? My first degree program that I went into when I was in college was criminal justice. And then I got into it and I realized I didn't want to do that.
It's insane.
Okay. Like one semester in, I'm like, nope, this ain't for me. I'm good. And I switched. I didn't say, oh, the school's program sucked because I chose a bad program that I didn't like. Those just waste of money making sure children are fed. Can you believe those horrible, horrible people that were making sure children were fed? How fucking disgusting. Anyways, Jamie, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. I really appreciate that. Big W's in the chat for Jamie. I said, you do now. Thank you for your open debates. Thank you so much. Oh, see, I had mentioned I didn't have any super chats to talk about in between callers. Throws off my whole rhythm, to be completely honest with you. I get in the zone, auto zone, and I need to talk about. Jose, thank you so much for the jewels. I really appreciate that. Dylan, thank you for the $2. I'm not putting your chat up there because I don't think you're a good person. But thank you so much. And Jose, thank you for all the jewels. I see all of those. Thank you so much. Timothy, thank you for the $2. Says first language was Spanish, made to speak in through TESOL. It was Spanish, made to speak English through TESOL. Gotcha. Yeah, dude, learning a foreign language is a good thing. I wish I had done better at learning foreign languages. Okay, that's a good thing. And sounds like a very important class if you're going to be a social worker in South Texas. Sorry. Anyways. Thank you so much, Timothy. Danae, thank you so much for that paid subscription on TikTok. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Angie, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Said, wait, she's a social worker that supports Trump? Weird as fuck. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure that she ever took a social working class in her whole life, to be completely honest with you. But hey, you know, whatever. And TJ, thank you for sending me the invisible $100 that wasn't actually $100. But it's the thought that counts. So I'm going to give you credit anyway. Thank you for that. All right, we're gonna open up these phone lines, keep this thing going. Really appreciate that. Make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We're gonna keep this thing going. Hello, how are you?
Pretty good.
Awesome. How old are you?
35.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Oh yeah, supported him since 2016.
All right, awesome. What's on your mind?
Just I saw that you were talking to that person before about her trying to learn Spanish or something, the immigration process. I know my wife, she lives in Ecuador, and we're going through the process right now, and it's a pretty normal process. I'm surprised that so many people are choosing to come here illegally.
I'm sorry. You said your wife is Ecuadorian?
Yeah, she's in Ecuador.
Then
right
of
now.
course it's a normal process. You married her.
Yeah. It is a normal process. She's still there. I can't see her till next year.
Yeah, the process is easier because you're married.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm
There's
sorry,
a
are you
different visa process for
advocating that
everyone.
every single person that wants to come to this country just marries an American?
Hey, if they're a 9, they're fine. If they're a 9, they're fine.
What does that mean?
I think if the illegal ladies are a 9, they should be fine.
Sir, you don't sound like you should be able to pull a 2. What are you talking about? Is that what this is? Is this a mail order bride situation?
No, I met her.
Have you ever actually met your wife?
Yeah.
How much did you
I
pay?
met her in America. $0.
How much did you pay?
0.
I was just wondering what the current cost for an Ecuadorian wife is up in here.
Well, it's free if you meet her, and she lived in America, and she was going to get her PhD. That's when I met her.
Yeah, that's a lot. There's something. There's something.
Don't believe me, please.
I don't
believe me.
I don't believe you've ever met some. I don't believe
uneducated.
I don't believe you've
I
ever.
bet you think I'm some educated.
Oh no, I know
fool.
educated Trump
I get it.
supporters. I don't believe you're one.
Oh yeah, believe that. I believe
Yeah.
that. So she could come here with the H-1B, but we're doing the whole husband-wife thing because she
The whole
has,
husband-wife thing
it's a
sounds real convincing.
Well, the J1 visa, and J1 means you have to go back to your country and do good in your home country for over 2 years. So when she graduated with her PhD, she had to go back to Ecuador and teach. And I've been to Ecuador. It's a beautiful country. That's where I got married. I got married in Ecuador.
I really don't care about any of this. What's your point?
The point is I don't like that
The whole
you
husband-wife
demonize
thing.
Trump supporter.
The whole husband-wife
I don't like that you
thing, bro, just
demonize
fucking totally
Trump
got me.
supporters. I don't like that.
You don't like that I
And,
demonize Trump supporters? I don't demonize Trump supporters.
Yeah. You treat us like we're stupid. And
No,
then
I treat
say
you like you're stupid.
certain lines when we go into detail.
but I have a
get
weird
it.
feeling I'm not the
person.
but I have a weird feeling I'm not the
my first time calling you.
Yeah, I have a feeling that I'm not the first person to treat you like you're stupid, though, to be completely honest with you. I feel like this might be a trend in your life.
I mentor lots of people, so I don't really care what you think. I'm just
Then why are you
saying,
calling up here
like,
caring what I'm thinking?
No, I just
You
keep
said
on
you
showing
are
up on my
literally
feed,
up here.
and so I'm like,
You are
I'll
literally
call
up here. Hold on. You're literally
called you
up
more
here
than once.
saying you're literally up here saying you demonize Trump supporters, which means that you literally care what I'm thinking. than to come tell me that you don't care what I'm thinking.
I'm sick of seeing you in my feed, so I call you.
Then put your phone down. Move to Ecuador.
I've been to Ecuador. I'm probably gonna get a house
move there. Don't come back.
I make too much money here. I'm good.
Oh, okay.
I might move to Europe, but that's something else.
All right. Yeah, you done with your fifis being hurt for the day?
I could care less. I just think, rest in peace, Charlie Kirk, and you should get a different job, and you should figure yourself out.
I'm doing great, sir.
I'm praying for you. Yeah.
Hail Satan. I am also praying to you, to my God, Satan. Hail Satan. Can I get 666 in the chat? Hail Satan. May our prayers to the Lord of the underworld come and bless you with his sacrifices.
I mean, you're in the right side then. You're on the right side. You're on the Democratic side. They are with Satan. Yeah. I completely agree with you.
That it?
I mean, I could go into more detail, but you're just going to mock me. I don't know.
Correct. I am.
Yeah, I know. That's what you do with the Trump supporters.
No,
you get them riled up. You have them call. You pretend like you're interested. Then you.
I have not pretended for a single second that I'm
interested in any.
Sir, I have not pretended.
Trump supporters have to say at all.
I just talked to that last girl until she ran away. I haven't even pretended for a second that I've been interested in anything you've said.
That is true.
Yeah. So don't say I act like I'm interested. Not one word that you've said out of your mouth have I been interested in, nor have I pretended to be.
So why do you do this?
To talk to real people, not this husband-wife thing, okay? I'm going to move on to somebody that matters. This is a fucking joke. Dude, he got me with that whole, like, we're trying to do this whole husband and wife thing. That shit got me, dude. I'm sorry. Fake housewives. Hub's almost arrested chasing ice in Baltimore this day. Oh my. Hold on. Your husband was chasing ice in Baltimore? Y'all make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Really appreciate you guys. Hold on. Your husband was chasing ice?
Hello?
I'm really surprised that he was not arrested. Just to be honest with you on that. Hey, hello, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. My name's Tommy.
Hi, Tommy.
I'm 28 years old.
Tommy, what advice would you give? We have a fake housewife over here whose husband is chasing ice down the street. Do you agree with that?
Wait, say it again. I'm sorry.
I don't know. Apparently, someone's husband is chasing ice down the street. I'm very
chasing ice down the street.
Yeah.
Are they immigrants chasing ice?
I don't know. Going the other way? I feel like I need so much more context in this conversation.
Yeah, there's a lot to speculate on that.
Yeah,
that's insane.
Anyways, so what's on your mind?
Well, I was a Trump supporter.
I'm literally looking for the context. I can't help it. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I was a Trump supporter, and I feel like I got duped.
You did.
Just witnessing everything that happened with him, like after he lost the election, you know, how he was trying to overturn the results and stuff, and inciting an insurrection. Like, it's. I feel like I voted for the end of the world. So, I mean, a lot of people come on here, and I watch you. A lot of people come on here, and they really try to explain and really vouch for Trump and the good things that he's done. But I mean, could you on the other side, is there anything that you see that Trump has done that is good? You know?
Yeah, there's a few things.
Yeah, and I feel like maybe I'm lacking a certain type of enlightenment in that area. On like
there's not much, but there are a few things, sure.
So yeah, I mean, and I know it says, "Why do you still support?" But I mean, I don't think I don't believe I support it anymore, man. the research that I've been doing and just seeing everything that's going on with him, and it just seems like he's not an overall good person.
He's very much not, but I do appreciate you switching over. But I am gonna try to get a Trump supporter, a current Trump supporter. But I hope you have a wonderful day. Okay.
Hey man, you're awesome, man.
Thanks
You're
a lot,
doing
man.
a great job here, man. Thank you.
Appreciate you. Have a good one. Sorry, I had to address this. No, she's serious. Her husband is they are literally chasing ICE down the street. Like ICE is coming in and they are running ICE out of the fucking streets. And if that doesn't deserve a fucking W in the fucking chat right now, I don't fucking know what does. I don't know what deserves a bigger W's in the chat than her husband is literally chasing ICE down the streets out of town. Huge W's. Oh my goodness. That is wild. Shay, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. I appreciate that. Let's get W's in the chat for Shay also. Thank you for what you do. You are speaking for many of us. Thank you so much, Shay. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. And Frosting just says 69,420. Thanks, Satan. just a normal 69,420. Thanks, Satan. You know what? We can live with that too. I love that. Hello, how are you?
Hello, sorry.
Hello, how are you?
Hey, what's up? Is this Politics 1.0?
It's insane.
Yes. How old are you?
Hey, what's up, man? Yeah, this is Josh over in New Hampshire, man. What's going on, dude? I've never seen your channel before, but you want to ask people why they still support Trump?
Well, we're having conversations about it. Yeah, do you support Trump?
Of course I do, yeah.
Awesome. Why is that?
3 times. I love what he's done for our nation. I love that he's protected our borders. I love that he's gotten rid of the illegals. I love that he's cracking down harder and harder on crime every single day. There's nothing wrong with that. But honestly,
There's tons wrong with that, actually. But
well, I don't see how there could be. Because if you support illegal immigration, okay, put one in your house and let me know how that goes for you. If you support illegal immigration,
that's a false
you're
equivalency.
Okay with just giving them so much
hold on.
money?
Hold on. Who supports illegal immigration?
Well, apparently you do, because you don't like the idea. You just said you don't like it.
Well, that's actually not what I was responding to. I was responding to the crime thing. But if you want to talk about undocumented immigration,
okay,
but if you want to talk about immigration, I never said that I supported undocumented immigration. Neither has literally any Democrat.
Yeah. No Democrats have supported illegal immigration, really.
Yeah, who has?
I can't think of any off the top of my head, but let's think of
Hillary
Clinton. Let's think of Barack Obama.
Barack Obama, the deporter in chief, the person who's like deported more people in this fucking country than like anyone. You're saying that person supports undocumented immigration?
Yeah, but also Joe Biden, who allowed the most, by the way. Bill Clinton as well.
Not because of it. Hold on, but Joe Biden didn't do that of his own volition. He tried to stop it multiple times.
Well, if he did, then why do we see news footage of people just opening the fence and letting them in? Those videos aren't of them letting undocumented immigrants in, right? The thing about videos and you just watching brown people cross the border is that you don't actually know their immigration status. Did you ever think about that? I did, actually. And why are they behind the fence and coming in? Because people immigrate over here for all sorts of reasons. Actually, a lot of those videos that they show you are actually people who live in Mexico and are not U.S. citizens, but they have work visas. So they work in the United States and then they actually live in Mexico. So every day they cross the border, come over here, work in the United States, and then at the end of the day, they go back home to Mexico. And so that was the case. It is the case and will be the case in the future. Right. So when you're seeing videos of people just opening gates and letting people in, a lot of that is exactly what I just described. Right. Well, here's the thing, though. I have a conspiracy theory for you, and it's a juicy one. Now, from 2016 to 2020, when we saw Trump as president, we saw inflation very low. We saw unemployment, especially among the black community, very low as well. Unemployment was phenomenal. Then Biden comes in, And then we see record inflation, the highest in, I forgot how many years, 9%. And then we see all this shit happening. And then we see Trump come back into office and everything comes out, better than ever.
Well, that's
now, here's my
not true at
conspiracy.
all.
It is, though. And here's my
We
conspiracy.
currently have
Do
the
you think-
highest unemployment rate and the worst job numbers since COVID.
That's not true at all, actually.
It
It's
is.
been
We just
proven
hit
that-
We just hit 4.3% unemployment. We have not had that high of an unemployment rate since COVID, and we had a negative job creation numbers in June. Again, the worst since COVID. 4.5 years.
Okay. I don't know where you're getting facts from, but that's fine.
That would be from
But,
Donald Trump's government, the BLS under Donald Trump. Even after he fired the head of BLS for being a Biden appointee, his new numbers, even after that, all showed those numbers.
All right, well, hear me out, though, with my theory, though. What if, though, everything was great from 2016, 2020, then we had 4 years of shit, a rigged election, which we had, but then they let it go, and we just go with it for 4 years, and then watch this, boom, Trump is in office, everything goes dandy, now give it another 6 months. What if, in theory, that was all designed by the Trump administration for this to happen?
Or maybe we should consider another thing, right?
I'm listening.
Yeah, that the United States went through the entire world went through the largest economic disaster, and especially in the United States went through the largest economic disaster since the 2008 recession, which was called COVID.
But I'm sorry. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
But,
so unless you're saying that the Trump administration engineered COVID to make our economy horrible, which would be that would be a conspiracy theory, one that I would not be a fan of, and I wouldn't really understand. But you do realize that the entire world's inflation rate went over 10% after COVID, right?
Right. Yeah.
Right. So that had nothing to do
yeah.
with Biden coming into office on why our inflation went through the roof. Actually, if you want to blame anything for why our inflation did go as high as it did outside of COVID, it would be the ridiculous printing of money that happened under the Trump administration. And if you want to ask anybody about who might think that, oh yeah, it was the Republicans who said that, because both Ron DeSantis and Nikki Haley both said that we were going to go through record high inflation due to the spending and printing of money under the Trump administration.
But the record inflation that we had was back in 2021, and record unemployment was in 2021. Who was in office? Biden. You can't blame Trump for that one. He left office in January 20th of 2020.
I'm sorry. Do you think a president leaves office and everything they did and all the effects of everything they did just stop immediately and then it goes to the next person?
They can.
No, okay, sir.
They can.
Sir,
if Donald, trade activities allow them to.
Sir, Donald Trump added $8.4 trillion to the national debt. Okay.
Yes,
a third of all of the national debt that had ever been created by the United States. Okay. Are you saying that the effects of adding all of that debt just immediately stop the day he leaves office?
I never said that.
Well, but that's what I'm saying, sir. I'm saying that the debt that he added, okay, influenced the inflation in the United States after he left, because again, we're still holding on to all that debt, even currently to that day. So the effects of that debt still haven't gone away even to this day, even though Biden's already left office, Trump is back in office, okay? The effects of that debt didn't end the day that Biden took office, right? Just like the effects of COVID didn't end the day that Biden took office, right? Biden took office. There was negatives of the economy due to Donald Trump's bad handling. Let's be very clear, the tax bill, right? The tax bill that disproportionately affected the upper class and, in helping them make more money, and the lowering of the corporate tax rate. All those things happened under Trump. Those things didn't end when Biden took office, okay? Biden had to recover the economy in spite of those.
Right. But here's my biggest question, though, for you, because I can tell you don't like Trump. Fine. I like him. Fine. Now, let's pretend you're in office. What is the couple things? Give me 3 big things you would change about America and why.
Like if I have like a full, like just like am I like omnipotent in this? Like I can change anything. I don't need any. I don't have to support anything from Congress or anything. I can just.
Well, obviously, SCOTUS keeps you in check. Congress keeps you in check too. But
so legal and constitutional.
Yes.
Cool, easy. I immediately implement universal health care or some type of single payer health system, so we reduce the cost of healthcare in this country and make it where people don't end up in a spot where, they one medical debt and they end up homeless, which will also help our homeless problem. It'll help us financially. It'll help us and it'll help our homeless problem, and it'll help our medical problem. It helps like literally 20 different problems all in one shot. Second of all, I actually advocate for education that is actually affordable, right? I forgive student debt for anybody who's paid over a certain amount of their student debt, usually, like even at like 100% of their actual student debt. And then we forgive it after that. Then we force schools to actually, give people education for an affordable price and get rid of like for-profit colleges, right? And stuff like that. Those would be the first two things I would do, because first of all, let's be very honest with you, of the 33 industrialized nations on the planet, we're the only one who hasn't figured out how to do those two things, and that's pretty ridiculous. And then the third of all is I implement things like universal background checks so that we actually put in some type of common sense gun laws in this country so we can stop the most preventable causes of death in the United States, especially to children, which is gun violence. And so that we stop having shootings in fucking Catholic schools while children are praying, okay, like we just had in, what was that, in Minnesota, or what, I believe it was Minnesota.
It was in Minnesota.
Yeah, like we stop having that. So easy. Healthcare affordable, school affordable, and stop freaking and stop or slow down fucking gun violence in this country. Those are three things I do.
Yeah, well, here's the thing, though, too. Children are more likely to die from car accidents than from gun violence in this country. It was not even inside the... I forgot where it was. It was like outside the top 10. Kids are more likely to die from guns. But car accidents is the number one killer for children.
Not as far as preventable deaths. That's not true at all.
Well, it is. But also, it sucks what happens to children. Yeah, Republican or Democrat, we can agree. Hey, maybe we need to do something about that. But here's one thing. I saw this one YouTuber, I forget the damn name of him, but he made a great point that Trump considers banning trans from having guns. Holy shit, pump the brakes, dude. That would just open up a ugly wormhole of, okay, well, he said trans can't have it. Well, guess what? Now if you're mentally unstable, well, now if you're not this, now if you're not that, you can't have a gun. I don't have a felony, but I've got something else on my record that does not allow me from having a gun. Now, what part of the Second Amendment, rights to own a weapon or a gun or a firearm, shall not be infringed? But yet Trump did ban bump stocks. Then Biden in 2021 said, no, we're going to no longer ban bump stocks. So those are back in the thing. But also now you want the trans community to be affected by that. So that's one big thing. It doesn't matter who's president. I feel like they want to go after guns. Why is that? And that's a question for you, by the way.
Why do they want to go after Trump? Because that's what authoritarians do.
Right. And I can see
they take away your freedoms.
Right.
Just like Donald Trump has freaking tried to take away your freedoms under the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, the Fifth Amendment, the 14th Amendment, and multiple other amendments that he's actually trying to do right now, because Donald Trump tries to do that. But Donald Trump wants to take things away from trans people because that's a part of the fascist playbook, is to create a scapegoat.
The 14th Amendment was only towards slavery, the people that were enslaved here. That's all that was aimed at. It was not mentioned to illegals that came here, and then boom, baby, now I can just...
The Supreme Court disagrees with you. So anyways, what I was saying is that's part of the fascist playbook, okay, is to create a scapegoat. And the first scapegoat that Donald Trump created, it was migrants, and the second one, okay, that they created is trans people. This is why with the whole, the Charlie Kirk situation, that just happened and stuff like that. That's why the Trump administration keeps going, oh, he had a trans roommate. Okay, right. Well, because they're trying to create a scapegoat, because that's what fascists do.
Well, here's the thing, though, too. You and I can be very persuasive. At the end of the day, you could change my mind. I could change your mind. People persuade other people, and it all depends on their politics and what their policies are. And it's disgusting. What happened to Charlie Kirk? Oh, by the way, when I saw that video of how it happened to him, I almost wanted to puke. It was disgusting. No one should die like that at all. No, we shouldn't be. It's 2025. Why can't we just be civil? Have a different opinion like you and I are. And yet we're not calling each other names. We're not saying this. We're not saying that. We're not threatening each other. Why can't we have that, number one? But number two, if I hang out with you, or if you hang out with me, I say this a lot. You're a product of your own environment. You want to hang out with losers? You're going to become a loser. You want to hang out with winners? You're going to become a winner. So when it comes to politics, you and I may not agree, But at the end of the day, if it comes down to you and I, you like a Lamborghini, I like Lamborghini. Hey, we got something in common. You like cars, I like cars. That's something cool and stuff. But it's, being a Trump supporter, whatever, it's fine. I'm 36 years old. You seem a bit younger than me. What are you, 21, 20? I mean, it's just so stupid.
I'm 38.
That this is where we are.
I'm 38. I'm older than you. And second of all, I just put up the current report from John Hopkins showing that for the third straight year in 2022, firearms killed more children and teens ages 1 to 17 than any other causes, including car crashes and cancer.
Bullshit.
It's literally on the screen. You can call it bullshit all you want, but literally everyone here is reading it.
Yep, I'm not reading. I'm looking at you live right now on my screen.
Yeah, I'm just saying you can call it bullshit all you want, but it's there for everyone to read. So
yeah, I'm not a subscriber.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my sources. Which are you familiar with Gladys Crowder?
No.
Oh, look, watch a video of his.
No, I'm not. I don't get my data from interviews.
It's not from interviews. It's Gladys Crowder. He's a news show, really. He's on Rumble. Do you have Rumble?
No.
Oh, well, you should give it a shot. Oh, there it is. I'm seeing it on screen right now. Yeah, that's fine. That
I'm pretty sure this. I'm pretty sure the CDC also agrees with that too. That data, but
it's weird. Why would the CDC be involved in this? But look,
because the CDC tracks causes of death.
Well, yeah. But no, I wish I brought a little bit more weaponry in here to this argument, though. But I just wanted to ask you, why you hate Trump? What do you think about people who support Trump? Why you? Also, you use the word fascist a lot. Why is that?
Because it fits fascism. Just call it duck what it is. It's just
on the political scale.
Where is fascism? To the far right?
No, it's not. It's to the far left.
No, it's not. It's to the far right. Literally, the literal definition of fascism is a far right ideology. It's in the definition.
Yes, and that's on Google. On Bing, it will tell you differently. But
sir, I'm not asking Google or Bing. I'm asking the dictionary.
All right, well, that's not true. Anarchy is the furthest right. That means no government.
I didn't say it was the furthest right. I said it was far right.
How can you be far right where Republican wants limited government, very limited? Libertarianism wants smaller government. Anarchy wants no government. So where in the world on the right-wing spectrum does that fit? Where it should be left, whereas you got...
I think that's a very elementary... that's a very elementary definition of what the right is.
We're not.
Well, it is. It's a very elementary definition for you to just go, oh, it's just small government, big government. I mean, that is one thing. But what we're talking about when we're talking about small government and big government, what you're talking about is small and big government when it comes to regulation and corporations, right? Where you're talking about it on a socioeconomic scale, not on just a political spectrum scale. Right. And there's more to that than just that. Right. If you look to the far left, right, usually when it comes to a socioeconomic scale, we're talking about things like communism. Right. And communism is literally the exact opposite of fascism.
Communism and fascism are literally brother and sister, my guy.
I'm sorry.
They literally are. Next to Marxism, next to liberalism.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hold on. Do you know anything about the beginnings of fascism?
That was started by Nazis.
Where it was invented?
Yeah.
Who was it invented by?
Marx for it too. It doesn't matter about its beginnings. All I know is that it's how it is now.
Yeah. So do you know who the opposition party, who frickin' the Nazis were trying to destroy?
Do you know who the?
No, sir. I'm asking you a question. Okay. So on one side you had the Nazis, right? Hitler, right? You had all those bad people, and then the people that they hated. Okay, on the other side of them, right? The people that they demonized, the people that they sent to camps, the people that they thought were trying to destroy the entire country. Do you know who those people were?
Yeah, those were Nazis.
Those were the communists.
Bad guys. Yeah.
Okay, the Nazis wanted to destroy the communists. Why is that?
I never heard about that. I never did much.
Yes, they sent communists to concentration camps. Okay, they sent communists to concentration camps because they were the anti. Okay, because they were trying to separate themselves from them. Okay, so why? Okay, if fascism is far left, Okay, were they sending the people that were far left to concentration camps?
Yeah, and there's and there are also Muslims in Uyghur concentration camp.
Sir. I asked you a question. Right? Why, if the fascists, okay, are far left, then why were they sending the far left people to concentration camps?
Don't know. Couldn't tell you because
they're not left. They're far right. Okay, they are far right. That is the entire definition. The entire beginnings of fascism were made out of freaking Italy. Okay, to fight against the left. That was their whole point. Okay, so no, fascists are not far left. Actually, specifically when it comes to things like ultranationalism, right, which is one of the 14 tenets of fascism, that is one of the most far right things that you can be. Is ultranationalist.
Okay, but if Trump is such a fascist, why is he not silencing speech, but you people are? If Trump is such a fascist,
Donald Trump is not only silencing speech, he's already been found by federal courts on multiple times to be in violation of the First Amendment for silencing speech. What are you talking about?
Show one case, man. I don't see.
Show you one case? Easy. Yes, the case where a federal judge found that he was in violation of the First Amendment for trying to remove the AP out of the media pool at the White House because they refused to call the Gulf of America or Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America. Okay, literally using the free press and their free speech and what they say, something that is truthful and honest, and he got mad at it and tried to limit their speech, and a federal judge said that he was in violation of the First Amendment for violating the freedom of speech of AP News. There's one right there, but that's not even the only one that I need to talk about. I could talk about multiple other things, including him trying to freaking compel schools to say the things that he wants them to say by withholding, federal research dollars in research for cancer, by trying to overturn student visas for them, trying to use their freedom of speech to write papers and actually protest, right? Trying to make it illegal to burn the flag, which again is a First Amendment freaking free speech protected event under the Constitution and under the Supreme Court. What are you talking about, dude? Donald Trump is doing everything. Donald Trump is specifically and outright trying to freaking stop your free speech. How is the left trying to stop your free speech?
Okay, but here's the thing, though, too. You guys want to burn the American flag so bad, yet you want to be here so
I don't want to burn the American flag at all.
Okay, then why is your party doing it?
It doesn't matter no party is doing that. It is a protected right of free speech. Okay? If you want to go do it, you can do it. If I want to do it, I can do it. I don't want to fucking do it. Okay? I honestly don't appreciate when people do it. I don't think that that's right. But regardless of whether it's right or wrong, doesn't change that it is protected under the First Amendment as free speech. Okay, and Donald Trump is trying to stop that. Now, I'll ask you again, how is the left trying to take away your free speech?
You killed someone on Wednesday.
Yeah, that person, okay, his grandma already came out and said their whole house was a bunch of Trump supporters.
That's fine.
Okay.
The whole
yeah, he grew up in a right-wing Trump-supporting house. Okay,
that's fine.
Yeah,
one person can change their view.
And he was not party affiliated. So how is that the left trying to do that? Also, let's also bring up all the people that the right have tried to kill lately. Should we do that?
Go ahead. I didn't try to kill anyone.
How about when somebody on the right, a Republican, broke into two different Democratic legislators' house in Minnesota for trying to kill two different families, ended up killing one of them, Melissa Hortman, and her husband, who was a Democratic legislator. How about when a Republican went in and tried to attack Nancy Pelosi and kill her, ended up finding her husband, ended up cracking his skull open with a hammer? How about when a Republican tried to burn down Josh Shapiro's house? This is stuff that has all happened in the last year.
Mm-hmm. What about the fact that the whole thing with Nancy Pelosi and stuff, that was staged, believe it or not?
Oh, his cracked skull was staged.
Yeah, and also they knew the guy.
Oh, his cracked skull was staged. How about when Miss Melissa Hortman was killed with her husband? Was that staged?
I don't know anything about that.
Oh, of course you wouldn't know anything about that, sir, because that's a person that I can confirm actually was a Republican, okay, and actually was on the right, while you have absolutely no data whatsoever or evidence to show that the person who just unalived Charlie Kirk was on the left. Do you?
That's fine. I'm coming to you with a blank sheet of paper, dude. I have no stats, no data, no nothing. And I just really
So
want to
you're just
pick
making.
your
So
brain
you're.
and see.
I'm just
Hey,
no,
what
but
is this
but
guy's
I have
deal?
a problem with that. Okay, because you are making a claim that the left is trying to stop people's free speech. Okay, which by the way, Charlie Kirk 100% had. Okay, he has the ability to have free speech in this country, and there is nobody in the right that has the right to take that away from him, especially by freaking violent means.
And nobody has the right to take his right.
Absolutely not. But instead of recognizing the fact that we have a problem with political violence in this country, okay, you are creating more political violence. Okay, by trying to, yes, you are, by trying to blame the left when you have no evidence of that.
I have no evidence of the fact that this dude had a transgender boyfriend.
You don't even have evidence that he had a transgender boyfriend, okay? Because it went from he's transgender to he has a transgender boyfriend to they proved that wrong to he had a transgender roommate, and none of that was with any evidence.
Yes, but his mind was really corrupt, brainwashed.
Yeah, the right has a tendency to do that to people.
Yeah. Hey, but by the way, do you believe in hate speech?
Do I believe that hate speech exists? Yes. What does that have to do with anything about the fact that you are literally up here continuing to spread lies about this thing?
See, and that's what you would consider as hate speech, yeah?
Spreading lies?
No, like let's say spreading lies.
Spreading lies isn't necessarily hate speech.
Okay, what is hate speech?
Sir, what's your point? Just get to your point. I'm not going to play this. What's your point?
I'm not playing games with you, man. I'm trying to be civil and I'm trying to be nice to you. I'm just asking, what is hate speech?
I don't know. What do you think hate speech is? Why don't you head and define it for me?
Well, it doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist.
No, hate speech does not exist.
Okay. Then why bring it up?
I'm just asking if you know what that is, because I've never been taught that, and it doesn't exist. And yet, here we are with Charlie Kirk dead because the assassin was
hate
brought up.
Hate speech definitely exists, okay? I don't know what you're talking about, dude.
Okay, so you just told me that hate speech does not exist now.
I didn't say that it didn't exist. I said you just go ahead and tell me that what you mean that it exists. Hate speech is anything that freaking invites hate, invites violence, right? Elicits things based off of a person's ethnicity, their race, their gender, their speech that literally incites violence or hate against a certain group of people. That's all it is.
Okay, so is it okay to incite hate speech against white people?
Is it okay to? It's not okay to incite hate speech against anybody.
Okay, so we agree. Hate speech does not exist then.
You just said it didn't agree. You just said it didn't exist. So how can we agree that it's not a good thing if you don't believe that it exists?
Because you're pushing that it does.
I didn't even bring it up. You did.
No, I'm just asking you.
How am I pushing something that you brought up?
Listen, I'm going to send you a link to my boy, Steven Crowder. You guys can have a conversation with that. He'll have a bit more ammo for this one. But you seem like an intelligent individual, and I really want to know how much further this conversation would go. Because you seem a bit irritated. So. Yeah,
because I get sick of people like you freaking coming up here and being like, just blaming the left for things that have happened. What happened to Charlie Kirk was bad. Yeah. Okay? It was a horrific thing. Okay? Okay? We do not need to make it worse by trying to blame a group of people, blame the left, blame trans people, blame any of these people without evidence. Okay?
But there is evidence.
What evidence do you have then?
The bullet casings that the FBI showed us.
What did the bullet casings? What did the bullet casings say that frickin' would change what I just said? How did the bullet casings make him have a trans boyfriend?
I never said it does. I just say it
then what evidence do you have of that?
I'm just saying it makes him more leftist when he says, "Hey, fascists, catch! If you can read this, you're gay." Like who? Let me ask this: who?
Hold on. What person on the left would say, "If you can read this, you're gay"?
A lot of people.
No, that's a right-wing thing. Okay, on the left, on the left, we don't say gay, okay, as a slight against somebody else. We don't use it derogatorily. Yeah, that's what the right does. Okay, do you know who does do that?
Everybody.
Groypers.
I don't know what that is. That's the sixth time I've heard that term in 48 hours. Please.
Yeah, that's Nick Fuentes' boys. Okay,
who is Nick Fuentes?
Oh, a super right winger that freaking that hangs out with Trump. Super racist guy too.
Well, if he's racist, so what? I don't care about that part.
Oh, I'm just bringing that into the thing. But yeah, Nick Fuentes has said some very, very, very horrible things about frickin' Charlie Kirk.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
he's a literal neo-Yahtzee.
Okay, so a guy who comes in and, is he the one that sends other people to harass Charlie Kirk, really?
Yes, he has done that a lot. Yeah.
So it sounds like more like a left-wing thing.
No, but he's a far right winger.
Don't do that.
Yeah, he's a neo-Nazi and a far right winger who literally had dinner with Donald Trump last year at Mar-a-Lago, along with David Duke.
What's a neo-Nazi? What is a neo-Nazi?
Sir, why are you trying to switch subjects?
I'm not trying to switch subjects.
We are you asked what a groper was, and so you were asking what a groper was. I was talking about it. Okay, you do realize that lots of people didn't like Charlie Kirk, right?
I know that. And a lot of people love
so
him.
what I'm asking you is, again, sir, again, what I am asking you is, okay, why, with no evidence, okay, are you suggesting, okay, that a certain group of people did this or did not do this when you don't have the evidence?
The FBI has the evidence.
Then where is it?
It's in the media.
Okay, and what piece of evidence has the media shown?
It's been all over the news, man.
Yes, I've been watching the news. Have yet to see the evidence.
I know.
So where is it?
What? There's a lot of evidence we will not see.
Gotcha. So it's a certain group of people that you have no evidence on, and you won't see any evidence on it, but you just have to trust me.
You didn't let me finish. We will not see it just yet. This case is 72, if not 96 hours old.
Sir, so if we haven't seen it yet, then why are you spreading the propaganda before you've seen the evidence?
I love that word propaganda. You guys like to use that word a lot, don't you?
Mm-hmm. Because we know what words mean.
Yeah, I know that, but words lose meaning after a while. I mean, the word neo-Nazi, the word, the one I was asking about, I can't remember the name of it. I don't even care for it. Propaganda, fascist, it all loses meaning because you don't know what it is. And you don't know.
No, sir, I just told you, explained to you, and described to you what fascism was. You don't know what fascism is.
I do know, and you're wrong.
Because I brought it up. You didn't know what it was. You thought it was a far left-wing ideology. Okay,
it is a far left-wing
didn't even know where it was created, why it was created, and who it was created against, which I just had to educate you on very, very in depth, by the way. Okay, because you didn't know any of that information. Okay, and now you're coming back and saying, "Oh, you people say," and you don't know what it means. Okay, but I know exactly what it meant. You didn't know what it means. It holds no meaning to you because you don't know what it means.
Okay, but that's not what fascism is.
Gotcha.
How can you use the word? How can you use the word fascist dictator in the same sentence when a dictator is on the left, but yet you say fascist is on the right?
What do you mean dictator is on the left? What the fuck do you...
You know what a dictator is, right? Do you know what a dictator is? Hello?
I didn't hang up on him, by the way. Dictator is on the left. That has to be... Yo, make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Turn on those notifications. I really appreciate y'all. Holy shit. That was... This is Sunday. Okay? This is Satan's day. Why are we talking like this? Anyways, hey Liz, thank you so much for the 242 bits. I really, really appreciate that. Said this concentration of ignorance is more than I can handle. It's more than I can handle. I didn't bring enough coffee for this, okay? And it's just coffee. All right? I need more in here that more than just coffee to handle people like that this morning. That was wild. Thank you so much, Hayless. I really appreciate that. Dylan, thank you so much. The $5 says the lies and demonization of Charlie Kirk is the left. He's responsible for his death. Again, I'm still waiting for the evidence of that. Funny enough, the left is who I hear condemning it, not the right. The right's trying to blame the left, and the left is the people saying that political violence is bad. It is crazy how the left is the only people saying that political violence is bad during this conversation. Just throwing that out there. Rainbow, thank you so much for the $5. Say, I always stump Trumpers by asking, what has Trump done that personally improved life for you? Thanks for everything you do. Gotta be tough. Nah, it's fine. It's all good. But I really appreciate that, Rainbow. That always is a good question. They never know how to answer that one. Thank you so much. Frosky said, to MAGA, Epstein files win. That's a good question. That is a very, very good question. I would like to answer that question also. And Hayless, thank you so much for the 42 over here. I appreciate that. I said, this guy makes me very aggressive. I'm sorry to hear. Don't get too aggressive, man. Calm down. All right, bring it down. It's Sunday. All right. We have time for one more guest going in. Make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate you guys. We do this 6 days a week right now. We're doing it 6 days a week. Saturday and Sunday starting at 10 a.m. Central, and Monday through Thursday about 7 p.m. Central. Wednesdays like 7:30 because I got stuff I do on Wednesdays. But if you guys would like to support the live, I do have my live gift goals going. I have super chats open, obviously bits and cheering. How about some members? Can we get a few members in this morning too? I'd love to get some new members this morning. That would be great. But if you like to support the live, I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. We're gonna move on to the next caller. I think I got at least one more in me as long as we keep this thing moving. But I really appreciate you. No, DJ, Chargers don't play till tomorrow. Chargers don't play till tomorrow. They're Monday night game. And they're the late Monday night game, so I get to hang out with you guys tomorrow and then then go watch the Charger game, which is pretty cool. Hello, how are you?
Good, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
I am 26.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
I do not. I am a conservative, but I wouldn't say I'm a huge Trump supporter.
All right. Well, hey, I really appreciate that, but I am looking for Trump supporters right now, right, man?
All right, fair enough. I just wanted to say thank you for condemning the violence against Charlie Kirk. I really appreciate that.
Of course.
Dude,
who is not doing that? Like, and I mean that truthfully. Who is not condemning the violence against him?
Yeah, I think the issue is like sometimes when people are like chronically online, they kind of like live in their own echo chambers, and like, so me, like when I go on TikTok or I go on like Twitter or X or whatever it is, like all I see is like, oh, here's a video of someone laughing at Charlie Kirk's death, oh, they're a liberal. But in real life, it's not really like that, right? Like, it's an incredibly sad thing that happened no matter what side you're on. So I do really appreciate your stance on that, though.
Yeah, and I'm like, and I don't know if you watch me for any other time or whatever, but I am truthfully and honestly, like I said, a humanist. Okay, it is what I am to the core, right? I am, and I said, people said this the day that happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, I condemn gun violence and violence of this type, of any type, against anyone, especially for political reasons. Okay, especially the way that, and this is, and I'm just gonna say this real quick, but and then I'll move on. But
okay,
people that went and debated Charlie Kirk, that is the way. Okay, that you beat his ideology in my point. You don't do it by picking up violent measures. Okay, you do it by standing toe to toe, just like that we're doing on this live, right? Not you and I specifically, but that we do on this live, right? We have open political conversation and dialogue that gets people to research, gets people to learn and to become more, politically savvy and to be able to understand their points and maybe change their points. That's how we become better as human beings. We don't do it through the barrel of a gun. And I just cannot advocate for that, period. Right?
Can I ask you one quick question about that?
Go
real
ahead.
Quick. I noticed with the last caller, you said that the shooter's political ideology wasn't necessarily like out, and it hasn't really. Let me ask you this, and I'm not leaning any which way about the shooter's ideology or anything, but why do you think, the grandma said that the whole family was MAGA supporters? Why do you think a MAGA supporter would have shot Charlie Kirk?
I don't know.
If you were in Hershey, Pennsylvania, and the river started flowing with chocolate, you would blame Hershey, right? It just kind of seems like that person. Maybe they were mentally ill. It's definitely a possibility. But like, do you think that there was any chance that person wasn't on the left?
Well, let's also be clear, right? The attempted assassination on Donald Trump. was a registered Republican.
Yeah, but you register for your political party at the DMV. I think a lot can change in a year, right?
Right, but again, that same person had plans to have an assassination attempt against Biden and people on the left also.
Okay, yeah, no, then absolutely, that's fantastic. But like, I mean, I'm a registered Democrat, and I'm not I registered when I was 18. You know what I mean? So I think things change, right?
Well, of course things can change, okay? And like again, I don't know all the information, so I don't want to like say,
Right.
one way or the other. I do know, like I said, like people on the right, like especially like Nick Fuentes's groups, like with the Groypers and that group of people are far right wingers, and they had lots and lots of problems with Charlie Kirk, the very vocal ones.
Yeah.
He would send people to Charlie Kirk's debates to like pretty much troll him or to debate him or to pretty much to say he wasn't Trump enough. Right, that he was too conservative, which is a crazy thought in my head, right? Because I don't believe that Charlie Kirk was too conservative in any stretch of means, right? Like I think that's a crazy thing to think, but that's what that group of people thought, right? So even when you're on the left, when you're on the right, right? Like there are people on the left that disagree with my standpoints, right? And I disagree with other people on the left standpoints, and there's people on the right that they're the same way. Not the right isn't a monolith. Right. But at the end of the day, I don't know why this person did this. I truly don't. I don't know his political motivations. I don't know if his motivations were political. Maybe Charlie Kirk slept with his wife. I don't know. Okay. And I'm not trying to like downplay it, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Well, whatever it was horrible. Right. Like whatever it was, okay, was not right. And I think I think we need to be very cognizant of being overly radicalized or politicized by trying to go, oh, this person was on the right or this person was on the left. Okay.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the common phrase is "don't let a good tragedy go to waste," and that's on both sides, right? Like everyone loves just something bad happened, whether it's the Charlie Kirk incident or whether it's the Ukrainian woman that got stabbed on a bus. It's every time it's like, how can we use this tragedy to promote our ideologies? You know what I mean? And that's what's so crazy about politics now, especially with social media, is because of that.
Yeah, I like I said, I agree with the fact that we should not politicize this. Like I said, I want to be very clear that my biggest problem with this is like when you look at like Trump and stuff like that, right? Like as soon as this thing happened, it immediately came out, oh, the left did this, right? When the Democrats, when Melissa Hortman was killed in her home, okay, by a Republican, and we know it was Republican. Okay, they did that. We know that, right? We know that she was killed because she was a Democrat. We know she was killed because of right-wing ideology. Okay, the left didn't go out and say, "Oh, the right's a domestic terrorist group. We need to eradicate the right." Nobody on the left said that.
Well, I'm sure there was some. I'm sure there was some, but yeah, I mean, that's the thing.
Where?
Right?
Find me one prominent Democrat that with any legitimacy that said that.
No, I get that. I'm just saying like random people online. I'm not saying like people, Democratic leaders were saying that or anything. I'm not saying that at all.
But we have the president of the United States saying that. Okay. Do you think that helps to calm tensions and to stop political violence, or do you think it just creates the opportunity for more?
Yeah, absolutely not. I mean, Trump isn't. I mean, again, like I said, I'm not a Trump supporter. I just, he's not someone who unites people per se, right? So I completely agree. Anyways, I'll hop off the call. I know you wanted to talk to someone a little bit more right wing than me, but I appreciate your time.
This is an important conversation to have. Okay, like it truly is. Okay, like and I really really do believe that this is an important conversation to have. Okay.
Yeah, because I just wanted your viewers to see that like the guy before, bless his heart, he's probably a really nice guy. He was slightly uneducated, and that's perfectly fine. Not everyone has the time to spend hours a day studying history and political, everything. But I just wanted to hop on here and show your viewers that there's people that are reasonable, and even on the right, and I just wanted to show that, so I showcased that for your audience.
I do appreciate that, man. I hope you have a good day, all right?
Yeah, you too, man.
All right, All right, we're gonna keep this thing moving. We're gonna go to one more. I was gonna indirectly at noon, but I think we got time for one. What do you guys think? We got time for one more? We got time for one more. Greg, thank you so much for the $10 over on Cash App. I really, really appreciate that. He said, thank you for your patience with ignorance. Thank you so much. That was obviously not for that guest. That was for the guest prior. But yeah, I want to think that, like, guys, caller, we do need to have those conversations. Okay. We do need to have those conversations. I think they're important. All right. We're going to open up the phone. It's one. Did you move? Nope, I didn't move. It's been noon the whole time. Hello, how are you?
I'm doing all right.
Awesome. How old are you?
42.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
Awesome. What's on your mind?
Well, it's this radical Democrat that killed Charlie Kirk.
Hey, I'm not doing that. I just had that conversation with him. Okay. And I'm not doing that.
But okay, what about the fact that y'all want all these illegals in this country?
That y'all? Who's y'all?
The Democrats, all of y'all. Y'all want these illegals
The Democrats?
here, and you want people here that ain't going to follow the laws of the United States.
Sir, Donald Trump doesn't follow the laws of the United States.
He's cleaning up America. We have an infestation.
Donald Trump doesn't follow the laws of the United States. He's a felon.
Oh, that was politically motivated by Biden.
That was politically motivated by Biden. And how was that?
Because Biden wanted to go ahead and attack Trump so he could try to win the election, but he didn't. Trump still whipped their ass.
All right, what did Biden do to make that happen?
It was a Democratic district attorney that did it.
Oh yeah, don't commit crimes in places where there's Democrats then.
He didn't commit any crimes.
He did. He committed 34 of them.
Okay, name them.
He was 34 felony counts for falsifying business records and furtherance of another crime.
Okay, so then answer me this: why is he still allowed to do business?
Why is he still allowed to do business?
Yeah,
I don't know. I think he actually does. I think he actually does have some restrictions on being able to do business. I know he can't run a charity in New York anymore. That's pretty funny.
Why isn't he in prison then? Why didn't they put him in prison?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's not allowed to do business in New York, actually.
He ain't in jail because he ain't done nothing.
Do you think that every crime results in someone going to jail?
White collar crime, they always want to put him in jail, especially if it's a Republican.
Sorry, the question was, do you think that every criminal, like person convicted of a crime, ends up in jail?
No, I don't. I know they don't.
That's how he didn't end up in jail.
Ticket, but if you are convicted of a felony and you did it, yeah, you do. Especially like you're trying to say
the judge was pretty like blatant about it and pretty much said like, we're not sending you to jail because you're going to be the president. It was pretty obvious.
They couldn't send him to jail because they knew what the evidence was. And Trump right there, he's already appealing it.
Sir, if the evidence wasn't there, then how did a jury of his peers convict him?
Because they were all Democrats.
Yeah, there was 2 confirmed Trump supporters on that jury.
No, they weren't real Trump supporters. They were playing.
Yeah, how could any real Trump supporter ever convict our Lord and Savior, Orange Daddy Trump?
You know why they can't convict him? Because he didn't do nothing wrong.
Guys, I'm more than happy to drop this caller the second that anybody else calls in. I'm just doing it because I'm bored.
Yeah, you would. You would want to drop it.
Yeah, there you go. Bye. Hello, how are you?
Oh, I'm so glad I got through. I've been calling. I just found your website, and I have to applaud you for your intelligence and how fast you come back and try to educate.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I'm going to subscribe after this call, whether or not you can help me with this situation, but I really need help with something. I want to ask you a question. In a neighborhood, within a block and a half of each other, there are ropes with nooses on them in a community. It's like one home, there's a rope with a noose, and then there's within another block, there's another house with a rope with a noose. So we contacted the city council person for the area, and they were like shown the photos. And I believe they went out and saw them also and was like, oh yeah, that's not any mistake. That's a noose. And in Cary, North Carolina, in a Wendy's, I don't know if you heard about this, but they had a noose hanging in their dining room. And this guy, he addressed it too. So I don't want to take up much of your time, but from your intelligence, I'm 71 years old enough to be your grandmother, great grandmother. And I know what a noose is. I know the significance of it. And it's what are your words? Because we're trying to deal with this. The police went, and there are two separate Latino homes. This is what's so crazy. And they were told that the children play with it. So it's like we're in a. Can I ask you? I am not a Trump supporter at all. I'm resisting. I'm fighting. I'm doing everything. What do you think about? Can you please tell me what you think about it?
Yeah, so didn't know anything about this. I'm reading it right now, and I actually have it on the screen. For
Cary, North Carolina.
Yeah, I found it. I have it up on the screen, and I found the one for the Wendy's. It looks to be a promotional decoration for the Netflix show Wednesday.
Yeah, but a noose is a noose. A noose.
Yeah,
is
no, I understand, especially in places like North Carolina, where a noose could definitely have, some connotations, that are not good. Did the Wendy's take it down? I guess I would have to read up more on this and see if this was something that, that I don't know. The way this article is reading, it was very, how do you say, unintentional. Did they take it down? I couldn't find any of that.
After much resistance, it was taken down, but it's dealing with, who puts up a swastika in their yard?
Racist.
Okay, right. Who puts up a noose?
Also a lot of times racists. But this. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and say how I feel about this, and I know it. I don't know what's going on with the houses. All right, I would have to look up and see what's going on with this. It would very much surprise me if Wendy's intentionally hung up a noose with their Halloween decorations. That would be something that would. So even in North Carolina, that's a bit much for a Wendy's. And I don't think that they should have done it. But I don't think that one was intentional. Personally, I don't think that was. I think that that's probably more something that just had to do with the show. And I'm glad it's down because it's at minimum tone deaf, right?
Too. A lot of Latinos work there also.
Yeah. No, I think that it is definitely tone deaf. I'm not sure that it's. Anyways, I'll say this: I'm glad it's down. I'm glad that you guys were able to get it down.
No, we don't have it down. We don't have it down where they're in a community at residential homes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just only reaching out to you because I just found your site. You're very intelligent, and you who doesn't know that a noose is historically related to hanging Black people in the South?
Well,
and somebody said, well, there were other people like Mexicans, they were hung, and Chinese were hung, but
No, and that and ma'am, that's why I said, like, I agree 100% that it is tone deaf, right? I believe 100% that it was not a good idea, right? I don't believe that they should have done that. But it does seem like it was a promotion for a show.
Okay, that one was dealt with. That one was dealt with. It's down.
Okay,
but I'm
cool.
talking about in a residential area.
Yeah, and again, like I'm looking. I haven't done it. I don't know anything about this. Okay, so like I'm trying to give you the best I can, not because like I try to stay very researched on things that I'm talking about, and I don't know anything.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what I'm talking about right here, so I'm trying not to make snap judgments about something that I'm not educated on. Right.
Okay,
And so I don't want to do that. Right. But I will say this. I will say this. Okay. If there was somebody just hanging a noose in the front of, and I live in the South too. Okay. So if somebody was just hanging a noose, like, and that was it outside of their house in my residential neighborhood, I would probably have a conversation, multiple, with some city officials about what we're dealing what we're dealing with there. Okay. But I don't know the context of it. I don't know the situation. I haven't seen pictures of it, but I will say this is what I think I can do for you. I will look it up. I will do some research on it, and I can go from there.
Okay. I could send you the pictures if you'd like. I could send it to this telephone number.
No, I don't receive anything on this telephone number, but I don't worry. I'm very, very good at researching. I'm sure I can find it. I promise you. I can find stuff. Actually, I'd be very surprised if my followers weren't already researching it and already sending me articles on it in my Discord. I have to look over. But yeah.
It hasn't been reported. The only place it's been reported to is the police. They sent out an officer, and the officer said at one home, the children said they play with it, and we were like, well, did they talk to an adult? And the adults were like, it's a game, so it cannot. Let me put it this way, and then I know you have to go, but I thank you for your intelligences. Where we are, I've seen a lot of Latinos where they used to a lot wear Confederate T-shirts. And that was like, they didn't, just pure ignorance. I know it's freedom of choice, yes, but this is different. You know, and the police have said to, you know, where does it go from there? Is that freedom of speech to put a noose visibly hanging in New York?
It can be. There are certain contexts in which people are saying it has been reported on. I'm already getting my folks are already on it. But no, it can be considered free. It for the most part, it is considered free speech. Okay. But if it was something that was done in like a racist manner, and like I said, we always have to look at intent when it comes to this type of thing, right? Was the intent racism, or was the intent Halloween decorations, right? And yeah, maybe it was ignorance, right? And I think that having conversations with the right people, like
Wendy's has been resolved. That's resolved.
Yeah, well, what I'm just saying is, like, even in the residential areas, right? It can totally be free speech, right? It could be something worse than that. Again, I don't know the context. I don't know the situation in which it's in, right? So I can't answer that question because I can't, because I don't know the context, but I will look at it. I will find the answer. If you follow, subscribe, I'll try to come back with some information on this on my next live, and we'll go from there. Sound good, ma'am?
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah, it's excellent. I'm going to subscribe, but I just want to ask you real quick. If someone had a big swastika sign made out of wood or whatever in their yard, what's that? What are your thoughts? I know I'm not asking for legal advice or anything like that. I'm just asking for what you
look. If that was the case, okay. If that was the case, and I saw that, okay, I would. Well, I'd probably call anybody that would listen to him. I'm in a little bit of a different situation because I have, I do have a pretty, decently sized platform that, that I could get that information out on very, very quickly. But yes, I would definitely have some negative problems with that, right? But again, at a certain point too, that is some people's freedom of expression. To some point, that people do have the ability to do that according to our laws to a certain point. And there's only so much that you can do. You just kind of have to hope that the people around you are strong enough to stand up against stuff like that, and that's about it.
See, your intelligence is showing. I appreciate you so much, and you are how you can talk to the people that are Trump supporters that call in and actually dialogue with them is just you've got an art because.
Well, thank you. I really do appreciate that. I do have to let you go so I can try to get to one more Trump supporters first get off since I'm already late today. But I hope you have a wonderful day. Okay.
Namaste.
Thank you. Have a good one. Yeah, we're seeing how it's been reported on. I'm already seeing some people in my chat. Hey guys, if you guys are in my chat or in my Discord over there, and you guys do have reporting on that, go ahead and send that my way. I don't know what the full circumstances are. Okay, I like horror shit as much as the next person, right? So I would have to see where that falls in as far as I don't know. I just need more information. I just need more information. We shall see. All right, we'll see if we get one more in here. I was just about done for the day. I was gonna take one more, but I thought I'd be done with that one by now. So, all right, let's get this thing going. Hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button, chat in there. Let's see if we can get a few members in today before we get done. All right, see if we can get a few members in. Also, if you'd like to support the live, I do have super chats and all that fun stuff open. So if you'd like support, I really, really appreciate you. Thank you so much. All right, hello, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
32.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
No, I don't. But
all right, hey man, sorry, I'm not taking any other people that aren't Trump supporters.
I'm a libertarian. So
that's fine, man. Have a good one. Oh, that was wild. Holy crap. Yeah, I'm sorry. If you're not a Trump supporter, I'm not taking you. Okay? I'm not doing it. All right? Not doing it. Trump supporters only. I'm doing one more. It's gonna be a Trump supporter. That's it. I don't know what that guy had. I don't know what that was. That was some like AOL stuff. All right. Yeah, that was brutal on the ears. Yeah, I don't know what that was. All right, well, actually, it looks like we don't have anybody else calling in, so I guess maybe we will end it. Oh, maybe one more? Hello?
What's up?
Hey, we have 666 viewers in that chat. Sorry. Anyways, Hell Satan. Hello, how old are you?
Oh, this is actually real?
Nope, this is your dreams.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Hey, I support you, man, and I do support Trump, and that's all I'm going to say. I hope you have a blessed day, sir.
All right, you too, man. Ooh, we're all dreaming. We are. We're this is like like Inception. Ooh. I'm out. Y'all have a good one. I tried. I did try to take another caller. I did. I tried. Y'all have a good one, all right? I'll see you guys tomorrow. Love you guys. Bye. I tried.